In this video, we're going to look at Paul George's incredible work off of screens during this 2019-20 season. George starts in the corner and runs into a pin down set by Zubats. Marcus Smart makes the incorrect read and tries to shoot the gap by going under the screen, which gives George all the advantage he needs. As George catches, he steps to his left to create more space between him and the defender, which allows George to fire off the open look and end up knocking it down. As the ball works its way from Beverly to Zubats up near the point, Paul George is going to flash to the middle of the lane with a cut. This cut will draw the defender away and allow Leonard to go into a handoff with Zubats. George is then going to hard plant underneath the hoop, and he's going to duck back out to the near side while the defender has to try and play catch up to the action. George runs a tight route as he curls, and it pushes Ingles into Zubats' screen, as George will step out back towards the wing to create space. George catches and pivots to his left as he squares his shoulders to the hoop. Ingles is late to contest, and George will end up knocking down the clean three-point look. This action will begin with Paul George slicing through from the near side corner. It looks as if he's going to post up, and that's what Josh Richardson reads it as. Richardson ducks in to try and stop it. This leads to George getting an advantage with off-ball movement, which begins when he uses his arms to shed Richardson along the baseline, and thus it allows him to pop out the backside. As George does pop out to the near side, Marcus Morris Sr. gets a solid screen with his hip on Richardson to begin the double screen action to free up George. Richardson comes off the screen and is then met by a second screen from Zubats that completely stonewalls him in place. This gives George all the time he needs to square his feet and shoulders to the hoop, as no defender leaps out to contest the wide open shot, which he buries. On this play, George walks through and acts like he's going to set a screen for Kawhi Leonard, but it's an action designed to get the defense off balance and reading the wrong thing. George then curls up to the point as Morris and Zubats set screens. The defender gets caught on the Morris screen after being too late to react to the sequence. George catches, squares his shoulders, and gets his feet into position as the defender is late to contest on the shot attempt. It's all the space and time George needs to knock this down. Lastly, George comes down and appears as if he's setting a backscreen for Leonard to curl off of, but Leonard will turn it down to cut baseline, and George is the one who will curl up the wing. The defender guesses the wrong way, and like Smart did, goes under the screen to shoot the gap, which gives George space to step out to the wing. As he's in the process of receiving the ball on the catch, George takes a huge step with his right foot to create more space, which will make it harder for the defender to traverse and contest. He gets his feet set and gets off a quality look as the defender is late to contest. It's another three that's made by Paul George and another display of his subtle instincts as an off-ball threat.